Since the first introduction of the horror genre series Scream to our screens in 1996, we can now look forward to the return of Sidney Prescott as Kevin Williamson, and Wes Craven are set to drop yet another sequel to keep our toes curling and heart racing. Are you ready for a good scare? Well, we can't say for sure if it'll be called Scream 5 or Scream 2022 or Scream Forever or whatever, but we're sure it'll be called Scream, so get your popcorn as there's going to be a lot of, screaming. In today's video, we're going to be showing you all the details you should know about Scream 5. Honestly, you don't want to miss out on this fifth sequel because not only have there been synopsis changes, there's also been a lot of casting going on lately. Before we begin with details of what to expect, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your screen and subscribe to this channel. Let's get right into it. Is Stu Macker dead or alive? Since the announcement of Scream 5 coming back to our screens this November after a long time, lead cast members have been confirmed for the horror film. These have been rumors and questions going around asking if the secondary rival Stu Macker is dead or alive. In the first series, Sidney Prescott electrocuted him with a TV. I mean, no one would expect the character back after such a circumstance of death like that, and since he hasn't been mentioned in 3 following sequels, right? Although an original idea for Scream 3 had Stu as the main rival, surviving his death and orchestrating plans to murder high school students from the prison for some reason, the idea was scrapped, and now Stu is everywhere again. Anyways, things got a little more interesting when Matthew Lillard, who played the role of Stu, tweeted, "I mean, it was just a TV. You'd think he'd survive? #Stu." The official Twitter account of Scream quoted Stu from time to time in their tweets and also on TV interviews. Are we a joke to these people? This can't be a mere coincidence, right? Is it possible to survive such death? Well, with the directors, Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, anything is possible. Synopsis. The exciting anticipation of the new Scream sequel is a whole lot different from the level of tension surrounding the film, since as way back as 20 years ago, it was released that the synopsis of this new film will be a woman returns to her hometown to try find out who had been committing a series of vicious crimes. Plot: to prevent spoiler leaks like that of Scream 2 in 1998 leading to the rewriting of scripts and comparisons amongst fans over which of the versions was better, fans will go to any extent to paint the narrative of their favorite movie to their taste. There have been multiple versions and POVs on the most anticipated horror sequel. Scream isn't just like the regular blood-dripping, demon-chasing, and nose-piercing horror movies that we watch. It has managed to differentiate itself by adopting the trio character styling, allowing fans to pick their favorites. Courtney Cox, Neve Campbell, David Arquette, with their roles as Gail, Sidney, and Dewey respectively, who are the key to the growth of the franchise for decades, will be back on our screens with another horror sequel. The first Scream was more of a farce. In 1996, the film was pulled from different slashers and was even tagged, most notably, Halloween. The plot trajectory followed yet broke the rule and kept in line with the initial film. In 1997, Scream 2 was released and criticized horror sequels. Scream 3 was premiered in 2000 and also played the role of horror trilogies, and then Scream 4 was released in 2011. The Scream movie series primarily followed Sidney Prescott's tortured life, starting from her life in high school to her years in college up to her personal life. I don't envy Sidney at all, cause that's one hell of a chase. While dealing with the heartache and the pain of a brutally murdered mother during her teenage age, the protagonist, Sidney, attempts to move past and build a new identity, but fate had a different plan for her, as a different mass killer always shows up to cause havoc and wreck her life plans. In season 4, the synopsis of the film was Sidney returning to her hometown, Woodsboro, to promote her new book. As expected, a new mass killer showed up to prevail over Sidney's life again. Why do I find this funny and painful at the same time? Well, like I said earlier, I don't envy her. Although the plot was kept secret, during an interview, members of the Radio Silence executive producer Chad Villella directs Tyler Gillett and Bettinelli-Olpin, and also producer William Sherrick of Project X Entertainment got engaged in a roundtable talk, and we were able to get a hint of what is most likely going on in the anticipated sequel and how the new film honors Wes's legacy. Old and new cast to look out for in Scream 5. This is going to be the first in the series to be directed without the consistent director, Wes Craven, who died in 2015. Scream 5 is said to be a direct sequel to 2011's Scream 4. Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Roger L. Jackson, Marley Shelton were reportedly set to return to the original roles. However, they were joined by newcomers such as Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, Jack Quaid, Mason Gooding, Jasmine Savoy Brown, and Dylan Minnett, amongst others. Neve Campbell, the protagonist, lead actor of the film, has confirmed her return to the set for Scream 5. Neve played the role of a fictional character, Sidney Prescott. She appeared in all the previous 4 sequels, and a statement statement, Neve said, "After spending time speaking with Radio Silence, they have all shown such love, respect, and admiration for Wes Craven and all that he's created in the Scream franchise." She further said, "I am beyond excited to step back into the role of Sidney Prescott and return to Woodsboro." To make it official, Campbell took the announcement to her Instagram page, posting a video of a ghost face alongside a caption, "Hello Sidney, remember me?" And lastly, on the release date announcement, she wrote, "Hello again Sidney, hashtag I'm back." At Scream Movies, Courtney Cox. We can't imagine the movie without the iconic character Gale Weathers. Cox played the fictional character Gale Weathers, who initially was seen as an antagonist, but the character fell in love with Dewey Riley, whom she eventually married after she joined forces with Sidney and Riley to investigate and put an end to the murders by Ghostface. During her show promotion on the Drew Barrymore show, Cox added more doubts about the anticipated film. She said, "The directors are incredible. It's a new franchise, it's hip, it's scary, it's just a new Scream. It's not a reboot, it's not a remake, it's just a brand new launch. I can't be the only one who thinks there's a deeper meaning to what Cox said." Melissa Barrera. Melissa has been announced as one of the new cast members, joining the returning stars Cox and David in Scream 5. According to reports, Melissa is set to play a major role in the movie, with her character name as Samantha Carpenter and a sister to Tara Carpenter. Yes, the same name as John Carpenter's Halloween. Melissa was interviewed by the New York Post to promote her acclaimed cinematic adaptation of In the Heights. During the interview, Melissa spoke about Scream. "I would be doing a scene with Courtney or Neve, and when the directors would cut, I would whisper to them, 'Take a picture.' I would act all casual so they could get a shot of us." She further talked about her character, Sam Carpenter. "The role was written to be played by a white girl, and I feel like the studio was giving me a chance, and casting me and leaving the name as is a step in representation and being open to giving the role to the best actor, not just casting and authenticity." Jenna Ortega. Jenna, who is currently taking over the world after featuring the series You and one of her most recent movies, Yes Day, is an American actress. It was announced that Jenna embodied the role of Tara Carpenter, one of the newly introduced characters in the film Scream 5. During her interview for Cosmopolitan in April, Jenna Ortega spoke on the behind the scenes of the movie and her experience working with Wilmington, and her fellow cast and crew surprised her with a birthday party in her hotel conference room. She said, "I wasn't really expecting anybody to go out of their way and do that for me, but they did, and that was really nice." She further spoke on when she auditioned for the role. "I auditioned for the project in the very beginning of quarantine, and I didn't really expect anything out of it because I don't know if you noticed, but they tend to cast 30-year-olds to play teenagers. I remember my mom asked me about it, and I told her, yeah, there's no way they're going to cast a 17-year-old. 5 months later, I got a call back to me with the directors. Lucky for you, girl." Merle Shelton. Merle appeared on Scream 4 as Judy Hicks, who was a deputy sheriff on Woodsboro under Chief Sheriff Dewey Riley and a former classmate of Sidney. Gale and Judy never liked each other, but had to put their differences aside after Judy saved Gale from being shot by Jill. Judy Hicks is definitely a character to look forward to. Release date. Filming took place from September to November 2020 in Wilmington, North Carolina. It was released by Paramount that the official release date for the film Scream is January 14th, 2022, alongside unveiling new photos of casting production with title treatment. We had to wait 10 years to watch one of the most anticipated horror movies, and we're up for that short little wait in the meantime. That's it for today, guys. If you're truly ready for a fun, scary moment, I hope you grab onto your popcorn in January 2022 to watch the most anticipated horror movie of all time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. We have a lot of exciting content for you. Take care.